Hi everyone, welcome to This Is Cinema. Now Deadpool is being famously known as the Marvel Jesus for everyone, but the real Marvel Jesus who saved Marvel from its downfall was none other than Kevin Feige. And this video is about discussing his mastermind and tactics he used to bring back Marvel to its form. So watch till the end, so that you couldn't miss out anything. And now let's dive right in. Before understanding about everything, we need to know about the downfall of Marvel at its earlier stage. During 1980s, the comic book sales got reduced significantly for both Marvel and DC, but DC continuously released movies based on Batman and Superman, and that made them to be consistent in the market. But the earlier movies of Marvel were not up to the mark, and they doesn't reach much of the people like DC movies did. And that's the time when Marvel started to sell the rights of their characters to various studios, and initially New Line Cinemas bought the character rights of Blade and made a movie featuring Wesley Snipes. It was a massive hit and collected over $70 million in the domestic box office and $130 million worldwide, but Marvel got only $25,000 from that profit. This New Line Cinemas was actually a subsidiary company of Warner Brothers. So initially Blade was a Marvel movie, released under the banner of WB. Crazy to hear it. Then Marvel approached Sony to buy all of their characters, but Sony only bought the rights of Spider-Man and his associated characters, like Venom, Kraven, Miles Morales, other Spider-Man variants and villains, for just $10 million. It was just the movie rights, and they had a deal with Marvel that Sony need to release a Spider-Man movie or other Spider-Man-related characters movies once in 3 to 4 years. And that's the reason why we got a reboot for Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield, and now the ongoing Spider-Universe was all just to maintain the deal with Marvel. Then in late 90s, Universal bought the character rights of Hulk and Namor, and made a Hulk movie featuring Eric Bana. At the same time, Fox bought the rights of X-Men and related characters, Fantastic Four, and other Marvel characters, and they begun to film an X-Men movie in 2000. But the only problem here was the director Bryan Singer, because he hated comic books to such an extent that he banned comic books in the sets of the X-Men shoot. And that's the reason why it took 24 years to see Wolverine in his comic-accurate suit. But Kevin Feige, who was associate producer at that time, gave comic books to Hugh Jackman in secret to know about his character and to act accordingly. Then in 2002, Sony released Spider-Man 1, featuring Tobey Maguire, and it collected over $100 million in just a week. But still Marvel got the minimum share from the profit, and they couldn't maintain the company with the available fund. So in 2006, David Maisel, the CEO of Marvel at that time, got $526 million as a loan in Merrill Lynch in exchange of the character rights of Iron Man, Thor, and Black Widow. And at the same time, Kevin Feige was promoted from junior executive to president of Marvel, and his job was to monitor and supervise how the studios using their characters in their projects. In 2006, he came up with the idea of creating a cinematic universe, using the characters they have, and the first step for that was to make a movie about a character and to give a massive hit. So he decided to go for an Iron Man movie, because at the same time, the Civil War events were going on in the comics, and the Iron Man character begun to be famous among the people. First, he casted Jon Favreau as the director, and he wanted DiCaprio or Tom Cruise to play the role of Iron Man, as they were famous at that time. But Jon Favreau wants Robert Downey Jr. to play the role, because the Iron Man character's writing was based on the redemption to the character, and RDJ just came back to the industry after all those drug usage stuff, and personally he needs a redemption arc in his life, which resonates with the character of Iron Man. And finally they made the movie and approached Universal to publish the movie. But they rejected that, and Paramount accepted to publish the movie, and also they shared 1/3 of the production cost. That made Marvel to get back the rights of Iron Man, Thor, and Black Widow from Merrill Lynch. Then the movie was released in May month. As expected, it was a massive hit with over $500 million collection. And also released Incredible Hulk in June. It may not have been received well like Iron Man 1, but people started to like the connected cinematic universe concept when RDJ's Tony Stark appeared at the end of the movie. Then all the movies of Phase 1 were hit, and then Marvel made a team-up movie, The Avengers 1. People have never experienced such a thing in the cinema. They have started to like the connected cinematic universe experience, and the movie grossed $1 billion in 2012. After this massive success, Disney bought Marvel entirely, and they started to allocate more budget to Marvel to make high-quality movies. But Isaac Perlmutter, the CEO of Marvel Financial Comedy, decided to reduce the budget to the movies after the mixed reviews of Avengers Age of Ultron from the critics. Because Age of Ultron was made using more than $300 million, and the movie made over $1 billion, but got mixed reviews initially, and Isaac wanted to reduce the budget for the upcoming Marvel movies. So in 2016, Kevin Feige wanted RDJ's Iron Man to be in the part of Captain America Civil War movie, and Isaac doesn't want to have him, because to reduce the budget of the movie. And Kevin Feige was almost ready to quit Marvel Studios, due to this disagreement. Then Kevin Feige approached Bob Iger, the CEO of Disney, to speak about this problem, and then Disney gave the autonomy to Marvel Studios to make their own choice about the movies. And that gave the creative freedom that Kevin Feige always wanted. Then Marvel started to give continuous hits, and after Avengers Endgame, Kevin Feige wanted to introduce the cultural diversity in his Marvel movies, and also started a new way of approach using TV shows. At the same time, Disney Plus was released, and they used that to give more and elaborate content to the characters. And now he got the rights of all the Marvel characters. He got Fantastic Four, X-Men, Hulk, and etc. Now he could be able to use his every favorite characters in the upcoming multiversal saga movies. And the only reason that Marvel reached such an height in the market was all the risks taken by Kevin Feige. He always wanted to make a small, unpopular character to be famous and impressive. And the other best thing about him was, even a movie gets flopped, he will never throw away them like nothing. He will still use that storyline or plot to connect to a different story. And yeah, that's it folks. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if so, please like and hit the subscribe button below, and let's meet in another video. Until then, signing off.
This is cinema.